Okay, welcome to the only unique and original webinar about hybrid commerce, okay? There's a lot of copycats out there, but you're the actual original webinar that is gonna show you exactly how to create an online income of 5 to 10 grand a month, or even a lot more like some of our students that I'm about to show you in just a minute here, just simply by resharing viral little 6-second clips on social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram, okay? And you can do this literally within 30 to 90 days. I'm gonna show you the exact process, and it's without showing your face. You can if you want to, but without having to do the sales yourself, run ads, buy products, or even start a whole business, right? Because the whole premise of this webinar, guys, is to show you the exact steps that you can do to leverage an online income without really the usual headache that come with an entire business that you start. Because these are the actual 3 steps to reach 10 grand a month using hybrid commerce, okay? I'm gonna give it to you straight out of the gate. We're gonna really get to the meat and potatoes quickly in this webinar, okay? So first of all, you pick a niche that you're passionate about, it's big and it's monetizable. I'm obviously gonna go more in depth, but this is just an overview. Second of all, you're gonna create a brand, okay? This is just a digital mini brand. So simply means a following on a certain social media platform, using AI to create and share viral 6-second little videos and clips on one special platform, right? Once again, you can do it without your face. And then thirdly, from there, you're gonna monetize that little brand that you've built up for yourself in various ways, okay? Because we're living in an attention economy. Once you have the attention, you can leverage that into dollars in many different ways, like AdSense, brand deals, and partner offer commissions. And this one, partner offer commissions, is the most interesting because for one sale, you can get between 1,000 and 3,000 without doing any of the sales, funnels, delivery, or work yourself, okay? So with that being said, I know that you might have seen social media and you might have seen other people talk about how to make money online and whatnot. And I understand you might be looking a little bit like my man over here, okay? Like, hey, what's the catch, right? And so I'm gonna actually give you the catch, because there is a catch, okay? There's just a little thing about this whole business model that you need to install and have, but that's a little bit more difficult. But that being said, I'm also gonna give you the solution to that thing. So I promise to do that. I'll refer back to my little man later on in the webinar if you stick with me for the next 30 to 40 minutes. So let's get into how this is actually possible, right? Because what you gotta understand is, as I just mentioned before, we're living in an attention economy. And that's not just it. We're moving from an oil-based business, oil-based economy into attention, okay? So what I mean is that the billionaires from the past, right? They were all energy-based, okay? So they were all oil companies, etc., right? That were the billionaires of the past. Now what we're seeing is most of the young billionaires, etc., they're all, the coffee machine is going over here, they're all attention-based, okay? So that means that they're basically building up attention. They're building up a brand, a personal brand, a business brand, whatever, and then they're getting paid to do that in various ways. Now, I know that all of this stuff is very crazy, right? We're looking at Jake Paul, Mr. Beast, podcast, Kim Kardashian. You're probably not looking to shake your butt online, okay? But today, if you'll stick with me throughout this training, I'm gonna show you how me and my associates are tapping into this new economy without doing a lot of that crazy stuff, right? Without making a fool of ourselves online, or without having to be in front of the camera all day, right? That type of stuff. And so here you see some of our pages and some of our results. This is my associate Aaron. He has Create Improvement with over 300K followers. This is my man Joe, who has a channel that has over 1 million subscribers and also made $1 million on that channel. And here is some of my actual stats, right? And the business model I'm gonna teach you is basically the easier version of one of the things that I did way years ago, right? To make some of the most money I've ever made, right? But this is an easier version because you're not actually having to create a product and do sales, etc. yourself, which I had to. So obviously you can see some amounts here, etc. and the years. I'll pop it up in the screen bigger, right? But more importantly, here's some of our past students, okay? So I want you to understand that it's not just us, but it's something that actually can be replicatable. Right? So here's Willem. I actually taught him from like his 9 to 5 all the way up to 50 grand a month. Last time I heard of him, he's in New York. I'm gonna go through this rather quick because on the last webinar, We got a lot of people that, chatted in, you can put a chat in the live box there, and got kind of angry that I'm taking too much time, like 20 minutes going through all these people. So gonna do it rather quick. Roy, actually grew to 80 grand a month, right? It's right here on the video. And I'm gonna show all these people and their videos and testimonials at the end, or on the pages that you can get to after this webinar. Casper, Alan, who built a huge YouTube channel, right? There's various ways to do this. Mathieu, also a huge YouTube channel. And then we have a bunch of these people that you can start referring to later on, right? Or start checking out later on. So once again, all of these people, you can go through it at the end, right? I just wanna be quick with you because I know that you probably have some other shit to do as well. And I wanna get to the meat and potatoes. So, look, that being said, you're here to make money online, right? Let's make it very simple. Now, if you wanna do that, there's 3 ways to do that, okay? And there's actually 2, but there's a new way, right? And so we have a service-based income model, then we have a product-based income model. And then we have today's hybrid method, okay? But first of all, a service-based model basically means that you deliver a service, like for example, you're gonna run advertisements for businesses, or you're gonna start doing accounting for businesses, whatever, right? So you trade your time for money, or someone else's time for money, but then you have to hire people, etc. It becomes more complex. Now, this was actually my first company, right? It's a great model, but it's basically a bit outdated at this point, okay? Then we have product-based, right? That's something like e-commerce, like selling products online. But the problem there is that you often, well, always have to buy the products. And if you're not buying them, if you're, first selling them and then buying them, then you're still having to spend a lot of money on marketing. So basically, what you're doing there, or Forex trading, whatever, right? What you're doing there is you're trading money for money. And most likely, you right now are in a position where, you don't have a lot of time, but you may have some time, right? But you most likely don't have a ton of cash, right? Laying around. You most likely don't have like 10, 15 grand to just whop into some business model with no actual guarantee of returns. And so today's hybrid method is gonna show you, and that's why it's so recommended for beginners. And that's why it's gotten so big, the whole name. And that's why I told you in the beginning, hey, this is the actual main, I'm the one who invented this. Today's hybrid method, it basically has neither of these things. So you can do this with 60 to 90 minutes a day. I'm gonna show you how. And you also don't have to put any money into it continuously to get money out of it, right? Which is a very big thing. And look, the reason it's such a big thing is I'm gonna draw the comparison to some of the biggest companies in the world here. Because think for yourself, all these companies you probably know, what do all of them have in common, right? They're all multi-billion-dollar companies, first of all, okay? But that's not what I'm getting at here, okay? They're all middleman companies. Okay, meaning that they don't actually provide a product themselves, right? They're just connecting consumers to a solution, and they bridge themselves between that, right? And what you'll find, there's even a saying, right, amongst billionaires, like, hey, if you want to go broke, the fastest way to do it is to buy, like an airport or an airplane or whatever, like, the actual thing. But if you look at Expedia as a multi-billion-dollar company, and it has no expenses, right? That's why it's doing so well. So with that being said, today I'll show you how to use this hybrid model, right? This kind of in-between hybrid model that the most successful companies that are very lean, right? Without a lot of costs and stuff are using in your own little way, so that you can literally start this right now today and actually start seeing success in the next 30 to 90 days. And I'm not just throwing out a number. 30 to 90 days is the actual kind of time that it takes to really make this happen, right? Now guys, I just want to address something because there's one big old fat dude on this webinar. Okay, I've seen you in the chat, and I just want to highlight this, okay? And that guy is this elephant, all right? Because the first thing you might be thinking, and you should be thinking, you shouldn't believe everything that I'm saying, right? You shouldn't just take everything for what it's at face value, but you should be thinking, okay, listen, Boyd, if this is so great, right? And if this works so well, then why the hell are you spending your precious time teaching us about this, okay? Why aren't you just doing it for yourself? Well, there's a very clear reason for that, okay? And that is the following. Number one, I teach this because of a noble reason, so to say. I actually genuinely really love teaching people, helping people level up and stuff like that. And right, creating a family around me. I personally have a very small family by nature, right? I love that. But that being said, everybody says that shit, right? And it's really unbelievable. Like, you can never trust someone's like motives if they're not for their own selfish reasons. So I'm gonna give you my actual selfish reason. Okay. On the other side, what I do, my other company, which is business to business, helps 7-figure businesses grow, right? And what we do is the people that we help, we partner them up with these offers. So in the beginning, what I said, right? One way to make money is to actually partner with an existing business and promote their stuff. Now, we help you partner with these businesses, and the businesses actually pay us for that. So we have an interest in you being successful. Just gonna put it out there transparently, we make money if you're successful. Okay, so that's why we're putting this out there. Now, to be very upfront and very quick here, we'll be here for about 1.5 to 2 hours, okay? We'll cover the business model, how it works, introduction to it, the 3 steps, all the tools and the websites that you can go to and you can use, so you can actually start today, and we'll do some Q&A, okay? Some stuff like that. And then lastly, we'll actually cover the opportunity to partner with us, where we do 90% of the work done for you. Okay, so that's not for everybody, but for some of you it might be interesting. We only take it on 20 people today, so that is also something we'll cover at the end. And if you stay with me till the end, then you'll actually get this ebook with all the steps laid out. We'll do that Q&A, right? And once again, you get the opportunity to actually partner with a business and really make this happen for yourself, and a lot of done for you stuff. Now, during this trading, very quick note, and then we'll get into the content here. You might get a text or a call from my team, right? This is Caden, beautiful gentleman right here. Ladies always love him. 323-370-0962. That's our number, okay? So just so you know, there's not a spam caller. You can ask any questions because I'm gonna be going through this super quick. I just can't respond to everybody's questions in this chat. So you can actually text this guy back, okay? Don't ignore the guy. It's a great guy. And you can ask any questions. You can even hop on a quick 1-minute call during this webinar and just make sure that you implement this on a personal level for yourself, right? That being said, ask yourself really quick, right? Are you here to make something happen, or for mental masturbation, right? You're just here to just watch something and feel good about yourself just watching something. No, you probably aren't, right? So I'm not gonna ask you some bullshit question like, hey, if I show you how to do this, will you commit to doing it? No, I'm just quickly addressing the fact that if you are here on this webinar, right? Showing you how it's done is the first step, right? But you actually need to make a decision for yourself before we get into that of like you wanting to do this right now. Okay, you wanting to be the person that actually takes action and makes these things happen, right? So if it does make sense to you, I really advise you to upfront make the decision, like, hey, I'm taking action on this if it makes sense for me. Okay, just wanted to address that. Now, as I said, the 3 steps: niche, brand, and monetize, okay? So these are the 3 steps, and then I'm gonna have a little bonus step for you after that, which is gonna go into then how to automate and scale this even further, okay? But that being said, let's start with the basics. Okay, and to get the basics down, I have to give you a bit of information on how I actually found this for, you know, these 3 steps to actually just really make sense. Okay, so that being said, you know, who the hell am I actually? Because, you know, you might not know me yet. You might have just seen me on YouTube or my own social media or any of our other pages. But my name is Boyd Hoek. I have a marketing agency and a consulting business, turned over 2 million in the first couple of years that I started it. Okay, I was an 18-year-old high school dropout back in the day. Now I'm actually a lot older, obviously. And I have my own docu-series for business and coaching on Videoland, which is actually the Dutch version of Netflix. You can look it up. And I am a master in NLP and hypnosis. I'm actually a pro boxer as well. So a lot of cool things about myself, right? But just to introduce quickly of the life that I've been able to create using these strategies and these models that I'm going to explain to you here. Because if you actually envision, right, you being able to make 10K a month online with only an hour or 2 a day, right? And really having it at a high profit margin. It's not that people throw out there of like, oh, 20 grand a month and keep 200 bucks. That's not help you, right? But if you want to create a life where, you know, you're actually able to make an impact out of something you love, not just some dog toy that you're selling online, right? Actually something you like, you're able to create a lifestyle like this, right? And whatever that looks like for you. That being said, if you want to connect to my personal social media pages, you can follow me at Boyd Hoek on Instagram. You can shoot me a DM. I actually like to respond to these things and let me know what you found on the training, right? So, look, before all of that, which is really just what I'm showing you to see the gap, right, between where I was and where I am, I was just some insecure kid, right, who grew up without a father and was really stuck in like the matrix, like as they like to call it. But what I like to call it is just the standard path of life, right? And if you see here this little analogy thing, it's really just school, right, work, and then family, and then it's very standard, right? And look, for a lot of people, that's okay, right? Some people might be happy with that. But for me, I just kind of like knew like, hey, I wanted more out of life. I didn't just want to go through the standard path and always have to worry about money and stuff like that. But, it wasn't my fault, obviously. I just didn't know any better. I just didn't know that there were actual opportunities I could follow to be able to make this type of stuff happen, right? And so I was really just, under the, not the whip, under the wimp, okay, of my principal, and just, this is an analogy, guys, obviously, for, people around me that I had to be around. I had to do stuff. I had to come here, come there, this, that, that, right? But I wanted to get the freedom that I really knew I was meant for more, right? And so to be able to do that, I needed something else. Until, or actually before that, I got this little door-to-door sales gig, right? And so this was like the first thing that I was thinking, like, okay, I could do this, right? It's a different job, I could do this. And here's an important thing that I want to tell you. This sales gig that I had, right? I had to knock on doors and basically sell like papers or stuff like that, right? And even though it was pretty grueling because I had to spend like 7 hours a day knocking on doors and people telling you to fuck off and shit like that, it was kind of fun, right? It was okay, right? But an important thing here is that good can really be the enemy of great, right? If you're in a comfortable situation where currently you're in a 9-to-5 that you're okay with, it's okay, it's cool, right? It doesn't mean that you have to quit it right now, but it's like, okay, is that really what you want to do? Or you want to just be comfortable and then never really get to great, right? So sometimes good is the enemy of great. And how I found that out was like, at some point I watched a YouTube video, just like you may have before coming here, and I really got the awareness that more is actually possible. Okay, and after doing that, I thought I would just kind of like save money and not invest in anything and just try this stuff myself, right? Try to get a business model myself. And once again, the business model that I did years ago when I was 18 years old was a marketing agency, right? And I spent 3 months grinding next to no results, right? And this is all gonna lead into the business model I'm gonna talk about now. So just pay attention because the lessons here are actually gonna apply there, right? Until I ran into this high-end business coach, right? And so this is a very fundamental lesson if you actually want to achieve success here, because it would take thousands of dollars I definitely did not have to be able to invest in this business coach, right? So I was really doubting it. I didn't want to do it at all, okay? And once again, this little lesson here is going to be massive for you. So take it into the tactics I'm going to give you in a minute here. But he told me, isn't that the exact reason that you're here, right? Like, because I said I was broke, obviously I didn't have the money. And he was like, well, isn't that the exact reason that you want to do this, right? But it's at the same time your excuse for not doing it. So I was kind of like flustered there. And it sounded pretty hypocrite of myself, but once again, I wasn't fully convinced, right? It was rational, it made sense, but I still didn't want to do it at all, right? I had the butterflies, I had the fears, right? And I was like, no. But then he kind of covered with me and went into like my reptile brain, right? And my reptile brain, he told me, was something that really is designed, as you can see here, don't listen to your lizard brain, reptile brain. It's designed to keep you safe, right? And basically he told me, if you want to get successful, right? Currently, you are here. And think of it like an apartment building. Essentially, what it is, you have ceilings of success. And every time you want to get to another level, like you right now want to go from 0 to making like 3K a month. That's the first apartment floor. But to be able to do that, you have to break through the ceiling. So you have to take a step into discomfort, okay? And to be able to do that, you just have to push yourself and not listen to the actual bodily feelings that want to hold you down here because they haven't been here yet, and that's obviously unsafe. So once again, the lizard brain wants to keep you safe and therefore avoid any new circumstances, even if they are very pleasurable, right? Because it's new, so it's dangerous. Just like if you have two paths and the one you don't know, but the one you do know, you go with the one you do know, right? And so once again, go against the lizard brain is move up to these levels. And when I understood that, he told me like, okay, if you just build on top of that, you say, behave exactly like the person you would be if you already had your goal. And then you get there automatically. And that's just simple math, right? And that just made sense to me, and I had a choice to make, right? I could either confront the hard truth and take action and decide, right? Make a decision from my future self, or I could say, okay, I'm gonna ignore reality here. I'm gonna stay exactly the same. I'm gonna be okay with being okay, right, really? And I'm just not gonna, I'm gonna disregard that future self and just make a decision from my current self. And obviously, it sounded logical to me to make this decision, because if you think about it, you're going in a straight line versus all over there, right? Just getting the map to the minefield, right, essentially. And that's why I decided to say, obviously, to my fear and to my lizard brain and take action. And so I basically, back then, I sold my iPhone, I sold some clothes I had, I got bank credit, and I even borrowed $500 from a girlfriend. And as you can see here, this was actually my bank account way back then, which was minus 500, right? So I basically had 2 of these bank accounts in different banks. And that's what I had to do to get started. But, and I even quit my high school, as you can see in this letter. Once I started that, I started my company Digital Presence, and from there, I actually started getting clients, I actually started making money, right? And basically, from there, I got to 20 grand a month. In 6 months, I moved out of my country, okay? I moved out of my country because I wanted to be around better people. Because if you're in a new community, a new group of winners, then you're gonna become more of a winner yourself. So I wanted to do that. And then after that, I pretty much grew to 100 grand a month, only 1 to 2 years after, right? And then this documentary was made about me with, basically my lifestyle and how I did this successfully at such a young age, blah, 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 blah. But the point of me telling you this story, right, and these lessons is the most money I made with the least amount of effort was when I got into building, the consulting and education space, right? And so basically what I did was the consulting education space, but I did my own products. I did my own consulting. I went to companies, stuff like that, right? And so there's an easier way to do all this I told you today, right? And so as you can see here, right, for my company, I had to start a business, do sales, I had to build funnels and websites, speak with business owners, do coaching, learn advertising, accounting, I have to take care of clients, customer support, personal branding, create a product, invest money. As you can see right here, we'll make it larger on the screen right now, please, Valentine. I spent more than about 340,000 euros of my own personal money to be able to get these businesses to make millions, right? So that is a pretty big deal for someone who just wants to start. And now, as I said, there's a brand new way to tap into this opportunity, and that is the combination of the attention economy plus the education industry, and do that in a hybrid commerce way, which I'm gonna explain to you right now, to make money from your phone. So basically, with this new hybrid commerce model I created, you don't have to do any of that because you are partnering with a reputable education business, and you are building your own digital mini brand in a certain niche, and then just sending traffic to that already existing business. So you don't do any of this stuff. They do all of that, but because you're sending them people, you're getting like a 40% commission, okay? And look, the reason this is so big is because Forbes estimates this is like a $385 billion industry and growing year on year, right? Because people want to go basically learn directly from the source. And if you look at this, right? Besides that, AI will be replacing 85 million jobs by 2025, as you can read from the WEF, right? And so rather than taking that and saying like, oh shit, take that and use it for you rather than against you. Actually start tapping into the AI tools you can use to build these digital little mini brands to be able to leverage it into income. So once again, just to make it very clear for you in this introduction of what we're going to be talking about, hybrid commerce is building a mini brand online using 6-second viral videos with no face needed, but you can if you want to, and monetizing that in passive ways without creating your own product or selling anything yourself, okay? I'm gonna show you in depth how to do that in the 3 steps. So as I said before, there's many ways to monetize, but one of the best is affiliate marketing, which is partnering up with this other company so that you can promote their stuff, right? But basically, affiliate marketing is a part of hybrid commerce, but it's not the same. And hybrid commerce is not a part of affiliate marketing. So it's just one of the pieces of the puzzle here, right? So here's some examples of affiliate options, okay? So basically what you can do is you can partner with Louis Vuitton, you can partner with Amazon. Here's an example of someone that's like a fitness coach that I've actually met, right? And you could partner with a person like that. I'm not saying him specifically, just as an example, right? And if you stick with me, because in 3 minutes, I'll show you the different niches and partner niches you can choose from. So I'll show you some examples and stuff like that, okay? But basically all you do is you build a little digital mini brand. Like for example, Aaron has right here, right? Create improvement. You build an Instagram sharing these viral little clips as you can see right here. And you put the link of your partner right in the bio. And then just because you're getting eyeballs, people are gonna click it and then people are gonna end up buying. Because, you know why? Because a lot of you might think it like, oh, it's not that simple. Well, you know why that works? Because you're not having to build up authority, to build up a great product, to build up, all these results that you can convince people that, yeah, this is a great product. The only thing you are is the bridge between the customer and ultimately the provider, right? So it doesn't matter what you are, or who you are, or what skills you have, or what qualifications you have. You're just the bridge. You're sending them there. It's just like if you're, if you know a great house and your friend is looking for a house, you're just like, oh, that's a great house, just look at it or whatever. And then he ends up buying a house for $10 million. Well, you're not qualified to do that, but it's just you bridge them over to that. So it's just making recommendations, really. So here's an example of a video like that, right? It's just literally in the fitness niche, as I just showed you before. If you're into fitness, a video of Arnold Schwarzenegger ended up having 5K likes with like a lot of views, obviously. And then, you're getting all these fitness people, and then they're clicking the link in your bio. And then from there on, they end up purchasing. And the beauty of social media is that it doesn't actually give a who you are, where you're from, how old you are, if you have any degrees or experience, what you look like, right? We have people from America, we have people from Germany, we have people from fucking Indonesia, right, doing this type of stuff. And we have people from 16 all the way up to 65 doing this stuff. Because once again, social media doesn't care, right? Depending on what way you do it. And especially with our new way of doing it without even having to show your face, which, by the way, you can absolutely show your face. And we have a lot of people doing that as well. And it works really well. But you can also do it without, right? So basically what it comes down to is you get views and you get paid, right? In this business model, if I can leave you with one thing here, or just give you a big lesson, if you are gonna master the ability of getting views on little social media, viral posts, then you're gonna get paid. It's that simple. If this is the only thing you do, is you create an Instagram channel and you just post these things and you just get views, you're gonna do fucking well, okay? Because that's the most important thing. So unlike all of these other business models where you have to learn like 20,000 skills, right? You have to do the ads and you have to do the support and this and that. The only thing you have to do here is one skill. And once again, there's a little catch that I'm about to give you in like 10 minutes, right? But this is the only skill you need to learn, right? So it's very simple for you to focus on one thing. But where the most people rely on just views, we will diversify our income, as I just said before. And with the strategies I'll share with you today, getting those views, right, as I just said, it goes to an exact science instead of just a game of luck, right? And you can monetize without even a lot of views. And this is something anybody could do, right? Like literally anybody, guys. I have to say it in this day and age, right? So think of it like this. If Gordon Ramsay made a brownie recipe, if you follow the exact recipe, you're gonna get the same damn brownies, okay? But let's go through this damn recipe right now and bake some damn brownies, okay? So, but the next slide will actually start covering these strategies. But just quickly here, think of why this is important to you. Because I just know from experience, I've done this for years, I've coached thousands of people, okay, seriously. And you'll see them, as you go along this webinar. But basically, so much can change in 1 year if you just actually ask yourself, if you would achieve like 10 to 20 grand a month, what would make that happen for you? What would change in your life? What impact would it have in your family? And use that motivation to just keep focusing here in this webinar. This is not just for you, right? It's for more than just you. The impact it can have on your family, right? And on yourself. Like this screenshot, I just put it here because I found it recently. I posted it on Instagram, as you can see. Basically, this is a guy that I knew when I was like 18, when I was homeless and I was sleeping on couches, and he's telling me in my native language, he's telling me like, oh, you texted me a year ago or years ago because you didn't have a place to sleep and stuff like that. And he's basically apologizing, and then he didn't let me sleep on his couch. Okay, that's the place where I was at, right? So much can change in a year, right? So in that being said, let's get into step one here, which is picking your actual niche, right? And niche is just a term that, describes the industry or the topic or the domain that you're actually going to be creating or repurposing content about, right? So how to do that is as follows, because it's not just picking something, right? There's actual steps to it. And step number one is finding something that you are actually interested and passionate about, right? Because look, we're not just here to only make an income, right? We also prefer to do something that is actually gonna be enjoyable to you, because what I know from experience of teaching others how to do this type of stuff is that if you really like the thing that you're talking about or watching stuff about or creating stuff about, you're gonna do more work, right? You're gonna actually enjoy it, and therefore you're gonna make more money as well, okay? So that's the first thing. So what you can do is list it for a few things that you have an interest in, like fitness or investing, whatever. Then secondly, you want to have something that has a reasonable size to it, right? So probably like pottery baking is maybe not the biggest niche, right? You want to have something that does have like millions of people into it, like, sports specific, like boxing or, like investing, whatever. Has a big size. And then thirdly, you want to have something that actually is going to be able to have an offer that you can partner with, as I said, for the affiliate side of the equation, right? So then that center of that, right, the thing that overlaps all of these three metrics and criteria is going to be your niche, okay? So here's some examples just to help you out a bit better. As I said in the beginning, I'm going to give you some examples. Basically, we have overarching niches, which is health, wealth, and relationships, right? And then I added a fourth one, which is getting bigger and bigger nowadays, which I have been in myself a lot as well, which is self-help, right? Which is kind of like some of all of this, right? So giving you a couple examples of sub niches, right? Because obviously if you're in health or wealth or whatever, then you can from there drill down and start within a sub niches, right? So health, for example, you can be into bodybuilding or veganism or whatever. Relationships, you could be in dating or marriage. Self-help, you could be mindset, confidence, spirituality. Any of these things could be a great niche, or hypnosis, whatever, right? These things. And so then you can start creating content in that. And if you'll stick with me till the end, I'll actually give you the chance to access this checklist, which is pretty much going to have done for you all of the best niches that are qualified through the profit metrics I just went through by myself personally. And you can just pretty much choose which one you like best. We'll also give you some affiliate partner options, etc. Now, the beauty is that this business model, right, you can do literally just besides your school, besides your 9 to 5, and you can get started with like 60 minutes a day, right? Because you can just be on your phone and do this and then, have your break and stuff like that. Now, I want you to understand that you can go so many ways with hybrid commerce. That's why it has the name hybrid commerce, because it's selling stuff online in a hybrid way without doing any of the, those typical work yourself, except for the marketing piece. And it's important that it not only makes you a lot of money, but you also actually enjoy it. And lastly, guys, I already said that, but you can also be proud of it, right? You're actually bringing value into the world, because I know that a lot of these business models that are preached online, they're pretty much just kind of like hacks to make some money here and there, but it's not providing real value to the world, right? Where actually, if you are the middleman between people that have a problem and people that have a solution, and you're the middleman, you're actually providing value, and you can actually feel good about yourself and your business, which is also important. Now, getting into step number 2, which is brand, right? So the second step is to then, once you've chosen your niche, is to build a little mini brand, okay? And so how we do that is basically with 3 options. Number 1 is a business brand, okay? So that's no face needed. That's the example that I gave you before. Then number 2 is a personal brand, where you actually have your face on it and you make the videos yourself. And many of you might think like, oh, I don't want to do that. You don't have to, you can do the business brand. But I'm telling you, it's not as bad as it seems. It's just something that you've never done before. And then you also have the hybrid brand, which is the business and face. And basically, you can probably tell I really love the word hybrid, but you can tell what you can do there is also partner with someone else, for example, from our community, and then have them be the face and you just do the back end work. That's also an option, okay? So there's many different ways to go about it. And here's some examples, okay? So business brand, and then my personal brand. So this is actually one of my old channels in the Netherlands, which I was actually doing, 30K a month back then, and I only had 10K subscribers. So it definitely works with not that much reach as well. And then you can collab, obviously, on that one. So I know what you're thinking, probably, right? If you're seeing this stuff, it's like any of these things. I don't know what to post. I don't know how to do it. I can't edit. I can't make videos. I'm not extrovert. I can't be on camera, stuff like that. And so there's solutions for all of that. And one of them is our method called content curation, which is different from content creation, which you probably know, right? So curation just means that you're curating things together, you're putting things together, and you're publishing as still a unique piece of content. But you're kind of reposting stuff, but just in a curated way. And that combined with AI makes it very automated and easy to do. So here's just a formula to grow your social media in 1 hour a day, okay, literally. First of all, you go to the site, as I promised. I'm going to show you all the website and stuff. Viralfinder.com, which is free, and you're going to type the hashtags of accounts within your niche. So you're going to see, hey, what content is going super viral and is working really well. Second thing is you can pretty much download the video for yourself, okay? And then thirdly, you're gonna make slight adjustments. You can do this in iMovie or a very simple editing software, or you can even have someone else do it. Show you how you can hire a VA for like $2 an hour to do this for you. And then you can literally repost that content that is already proven for yourself with a slight adjustment, right? Now, I'm gonna go extra overboard here and give you another method, because I know a lot of people like this one as well, which is you basically have a niche, let's say self-development, and you go to YouTube and you search the name of a famous person in your niche, right? So mindset, self-development, Jordan Peterson, psychology, right? So then you find one of their podcasts, and this is one of my favorite methods, and you just go to this website called opus.pro, which is free, by the way. And you literally don't even have to download the video. You can put the YouTube link in there, and in one click, you'll get clips that are most likely to go viral because of this AI software, which has a lot of data, right? Then you literally download it instantly and you post it on your social media account. And here is one of the examples that I have for you, which is about Warren Buffett. And all they do is they find speeches and seminars of Warren Buffett, and they basically throw it into Opus Pro, and then you download it, and then you post it. And it's that simple. You have a niche, you have a person, you have a podcast, you have clips, you have an account with clips, with views, and then you get clicks to the product that is good for that niche, okay? So it's very simple. Here's one example of one of my pages, which is about boxing, which is honestly something that I just like personally, which is Muhammad Ali, which obviously got some views here. And it's literally just one clip of me boxing for 1 second, and then Muhammad Ali for like a minute, right? Very simple. And also at the end here, guys, I'll show you how to get your hands on this, where you basically will give you 500 plus done for you shorts, which we update monthly. And actually you'll be able to literally skip even those steps and download it, watermark it, or put your logo in it and post it, okay? I'll show you how to get your hands on this vault later in the seminar. Now, if you want to inject a little bit more creativity, right? So some people want to do that, some people want to do this. The beauty about hybrid commerce is basically that you can go so many ways, and you can adjust it to your personality and your personal needs. That's also why I said in the beginning, if you want to chat with one of my representatives, they'll text you and they'll call with you to be able to kind of personalize this training for you and find out which method is the best for you. Because there's multiple ways. If anyone tells you like, oh, this is the way, this is what you have to do, then they're probably fully, because for every person, there's different ways that you can do it that matches your situation, right? So that's why we do that. Now, content creation obviously has a little bit more creativity in it, but that's also good for some people. So I'm just gonna keep this one very short for time purposes, but what you can do is, if you have a niche that you like, so for example, let's say you're very much into the mindset stuff, right? You like psychology, well, you read a couple books about it, you watch some YouTube videos, you probably already do. And then from there, you're just gonna pick like 5 to 10 misconceptions or facts or whatever, or common questions within that niche, and you're just gonna answer them, right? On video or in text, or you can have someone else do it, any of that stuff. And then you're literally gonna make that text into a video and post it. It's very simple, okay? It's not per se easy, right? Because you do wanna do this consistently and stuff like that. I wanna be honest with you, but it is very, very damn simple, right? As you can probably tell. Then the third step is to actually monetize what you've built so far. So now we have a niche that has size and has profit, or has affiliate partners potentially. We have a brand built up, so we have a following, and now we turn that brand into dollars, right? That following into dollars. So here's a couple examples of how you can actually do that, right? So first of all, you can do it for views, right? So that's, as you can see here, actually the AdSense. AdSense just means that the platform pays you because you're getting viewed on their platform, right? Every platform has this, and here's Joe, who is one of the teachers in our program, who actually made $1 million like in 2 years or something from just this, only this, right? So that's very viable. Now, the second option is affiliate partner sales, right? And affiliate partner sales simply means that you get a link from an existing reputable internet business that tracks people that come from your pages, right? And puts commissions straight into your bank account when these people convert, okay? When these people become a client with them. And you don't have to do any of the work. So if you remember, my friend here, okay, from the beginning, the catch with all of this, because I know that it sounds very, very simple, right? And a lot of things sound too good to be true. I know it, okay? But the catch here is, guys, that what you do need to be able to profit from this, right? The affiliate partner sales, which is one of the most effective ways between all of these. The kind of problem here is that you do need basically to build a funnel, and you need to build email automations, which is what I have here, which is what you've seen from me before, right? You've seen this page or something that looks similar to it, and you haven't seen this, but you have received emails from us, etc. And so this is a little bit of the techie stuff, right? And I understand that it might be a little bit intimidating, this stuff. And so the solution to this is that I actually will show you at the end of this that how me, right? Because for our partners, we do this done for you. So we actually built this whole part for you. Whether you're working with us or other people, whether it's in the fitness niche or whatever, my team will actually build it done for you in 3 to 7 days. So all of the techie stuff
You'll just get a link, right? It'll be done, okay? So it's very simple, and you don't have to worry about any of the techie stuff. Secondly, what we also do is we actually give you the partners to work with, right? So we give you the affiliate partners you can work with, right? Whether that's fitness, whether that's make money, whether that's mindset, any of these partners will give you options that are proven to convert highly, right? And so that is going to be very simple for you. Now, besides that, also to show you how to do this right now, is how you can find a partner. There's 3 qualifiers to it, okay? So high ticket, number 1. Does the business sell something that's $2,000 or more, right? Because you can't really work with something that's like $50 because you're gonna get like $5 commission. It's not really gonna make a difference for you, okay? So we wanna really make some serious income here. Then secondly, does the business actually have high conversion on their funnel? So if you send someone to their website, does that person actually end up converting into a customer, or only like 0.01%? You don't want that, right? You wanna kind of have like 1 to 3%. Then percentage, does the business give you a high commission, right? So 30% or more. Okay, so if you have these 3, then you have a good partner. Now, here's an example, because I also want to give you value now, right? Besides our partners and stuff like that. If you want to find a good partner, you can go to this website, Digistore24 or ClickBank, which is another one. You can actually see the niches here. Go to your niche and then find a partner in your niche, right? Now, it's not always the best ones that are on here, but you got to kind of skim through it and find one. As I said, at the end, I'll give you the chance to access this, where you get a list of the businesses that we know and work with, etc., and that we can partner you with. And it's just like pretty much choosing which one you want because they're all qualified. So let's actually run through some numbers so you have an idea of what it actually takes to make this type of full-time income that we're talking about here. So let's say that you partner with an offer that has an average order value of $2,000. Okay, so that just means that the average person that purchases there has spending an amount of $2,000. Now, let's say you get a 40% commission, which is very reasonable. So that means that you get $800 for one sale that ends up happening if someone clicks your link from your social media. And that's all you do, is you provide that click, right? Just by getting views on your page. Let's say that the lead conversion, as I talked about before, is 3%. So from someone who enters their pages, 3% actually converts into this amount of $2,000. Very simple, okay? So let's say that you get 1,000 views per clip on average, and you post just 30 videos or clips a month, right? Now, let's say that you then, that means obviously 30K views per month. Let's say that gets you 1% of your views actually becomes lead with them. Now, that means that you actually get 300 leads, right? 300 people that come into their funnel per month, right? Into their website, into their funnel. And then once again, 3% of that, as I said here, is gonna convert. So that's 9 sales per month at that basis. That means that you're doing 9 times the commission, which is $800, which is $7,200, okay? Now, obviously, this is a math equation that makes sense for one social media account. So let's say that you do the same thing on 2 accounts, okay? Then you just double that number, right? And you're making 14K. Now, I've showed you some examples of people that are doing really well, and people are seriously making this much, but I want to make it very clear that I'm not saying that you are going to do this, and I am saying that this does require you to be consistent every day, right? It doesn't take a long time per day, but I want to be honest with you, right? You have to be someone who's like, okay, I want to do this consistently. I'm going to do a little bit of work every single day, just like going to the damn gym. You go like 45 minutes, an hour every single day. You're not going to go once a week for 3 hours and then not do anything else, right? Here you could actually realistically do that because you can edit a lot, you can do a lot of stuff, and then schedule the posts. Anyways, right? I want to make you understand the concept of why this works so well. So unlike other business models, the hybrid commerce model works like a snowball, right? So other business models, like let's say you're a salesperson or you have a marketing agency or you do Amazon FBA, any of these things, you're selling a lot, then you make a lot of money, and then the next month you start at 0 again because you just paid for ads to do it, or you just make calls to do it, or whatever. With this, your little digital mini brand is like a snowball. First, yes, it takes a bit of effort to get it going. The first 30 days are always the hardest. But after that, when you have this snowball and it rolls down the hill, it compounds on itself, right? And it's just like compound interest, right? Which Warren Buffett says is like the 8th wonder of the world. And that's how he actually grew his net worth a lot, right? And so basically that goes like this, right? It doesn't go like in a straight line up. It goes, basically geometrically quickly up, right? So the real kicker here, guys, is that the work does not follow the same trend. The work actually becomes less as you grow more. This is super important to understand. Okay, as your income grows, it becomes less work. Why? Because as your income grows, you can actually, the little work that you had to do already, you can just outsource that to people, right? And we'll show you how to do that. Or basically, you can just keep doing the same amount of work, because all you do is get views on social media to be able to make this happen, right? So if you're getting 1 million views or 10,000 views, that doesn't mean that you're doing more work. You're still doing the same amount of work, the same amount of views, videos, because the videos get more views. It's super simple to understand, but it's very important. So I'm just hammering the point. And I don't know any business model that has this concept, right, to such a high degree, right? Because you're basically in a perfect business model, right? If you just can get through the first 14, 30 days, then everything becomes easier after that. And this is a very motivating concept, because if you know in your mind, like, hey, if I just stick to this for 30 days, then it's going to be much easier after that. Whereas all these other business models, if you're like, stick to it for 30 days, now you have 5 clients to deal with, now you have to do the service and the sales and this and that, it's not as motivating, right? Because you don't know, it's basically always going to become more work and less freedom. So think about this, right? What would an extra stress-free, free 5, 10, 15K a month actually do for you? I told you this in the beginning, right? With zero risk, expenses, or complexities, and every time it becomes less work, right? So think about what it could do for you, because that's the only thing that's going to motivate you to get through that first piece right here, okay? So basically, let's go and cover this bonus step, which actually is called automate and scale to the moon, okay? As you can see. So the reason this is the bonus step is because it's really simple. Do more of what works, and what works is gets views, and less of what doesn't, okay? So basically, you do less of these videos, you do more of these videos. And that's all you do to make more cash, right? To get more views, etc. And that's why I'm saying it doesn't require more work. It just requires you to focus on the ones that do well. And so once again, knowing that you have created your own recipe for success, like the brownie analogy, we're giving you a base level recipe, and then on your account, you're gonna get a more refined recipe, what works for you, what you like the taste even more. And then you can now outsource even that 60 to 90 minutes a day to freelancers from Asia who are happy to take that work, by the way. And we can even provide these to you, right? For like $3 an hour, $5 an hour, whatever you want to pay them. And that means there literally is no ceiling on your income. And you can get your friends involved if it's working for you, all of that stuff, right? It's super cool. Now, my question to you, does this sound like something you honestly could, would, and most importantly, want to do? And want to do now, right? Why wait? Why delay this another year, right? And so then you find yourself pretty much in a very similar position as I was in, you know, years ago, that I told you in the beginning of the webinar, right? Which had a reason for me telling you that. And look, because up until now, up until this point, right, it's not your fault that you are not wealthy yet, right? It's not your fault because you weren't simply aware of the right vehicle and opportunity, or you may have tried, right, a vehicle, you have tried an opportunity, but you found yourself, you know, keep spending money on this website, but it's not bringing money back, and now you can't continue, or, you know, you're just calling and calling, you don't have the time, whatever. It weren't optimal models. And as we just agreed on, now you are aware of this model if you said just now that, yes, this is something that you would want to do and could work for you, right? Because this is really much the simplest thing to do as a beginner, I'm going to be honest, and the most scalable, and the least downside or risk and stuff like that. I just have seen everything. And I just take it through a matrix of qualification metrics, and that is this, right? So at this point, you're basically at a point where you have two options, okay? Either you basically take action on this information, you go through a little discomfort to finally get very comfortable, meaning having freedom, being able to travel where you want, travel in business class, travel in, you know, comfort, bring, you know, take care of your family more, you know, put your kids to a great school, whatever it is that's important to you, right? Or what you can do is try to really just ignore this, basically stay a little more comfortable now, but always stay mad uncomfortable, basically, right? Like you're never in a situation where you're actually free, where you're actually really doing what you love, where you're actually making an impact and raising the standard for your future kids or current kids, right? So what I want to give to you is the fact that if you're still here, that does mean that there's a fire inside of you, right? So not doing anything is probably out of the question, right? I assume that. So that leaves you here. You can either go and try this yourself, right? With the information I've given you. And I do hope that I've given you plenty of value here, because honestly, I worked on this quite a lot of time, right? It is pretty good stuff that I've covered. But you can also say, hey, I want to take this serious. I want to do this for real and actually go at it with us as business partners, with the best training resources community out there, okay? Because once again, I am the originator of this whole model. So either you go at this alone, right? You're walking basically blind through the minefield and you get wrong videos, you get bad partners with no high ticket commissions, or you don't get paid, you get demonetized from the platform, not following guidelines. All that stuff could happen, but ultimately opportunity cost, right? The biggest expense is always the money you could be making, but aren't because you don't have the proper guidance, right? Or basically stack the deck in your damn favor and we got that back, right? We got your back. So give yourself every advantage possible. Give yourself the map to the minefield easily. Take on the challenge armed to the teeth. Still gonna be hard, you're still gonna be consistent. Still gonna take work, but you're gonna basically be as prepared as possible. We have guides, mentors. You don't waste time whenever you get it right the first time. As you can see, all these people on the right that were successful had a mentor, right? And that's why I'm introducing to you Hybrid Commerce, the 2024 opening launch, because we are looking for 20 people that want to take the #1 way to get the free to 30 in 90 days or less of almost passive income by literally just applying this business model of resharing viral content. And once again, guys, this is not a course, okay? We actually do the heavy lifting for you, right? So Done With You partner program, this is what we're doing. This is not like what you see online of like, oh, get this little course or whatever. This is literally a Done With You partner program, because what we do is actually a partnership with you. I'm gonna explain that in just a second. So we give you profitable niches, we give you access to our team, we give you exclusive affiliate deals, and much more. We build your funnel for you. So let's quickly talk about what's actually included, okay? And we're gonna actually give you 11 fast action bonuses if you're gonna be able to take action quick. All right, so first of all, it's gonna be a 12-month live coaching program that's gonna be included. It's just one of the things. So you're gonna be having weekly live coaching from me personally and other coaches where we just hop on Zoom for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, as long as it takes to answer every single person's question. We can screen share, we can look at your videos, all of that stuff, right? You're gonna be able to follow a step-by-step checklist-like process. So essentially what that means is if you follow the entire checklist and you do everything it says, you should be getting results, right? That's how we laid it out, just simply from our experience and expertise in this. Get to job replaceable income, that's the objective, within 30 to 90 days, but then we still extended the support after that for up to 12 months, right? And then obviously you can stay after that on a monthly basis if you want to. And then we're gonna actually give you additionally a 12-month access to our video course, which is just meant to give you a resource that you can just check out at your own pace, right? So you don't have to only follow the coaching calls and the personal guidance, but you can also follow a video course at your own pace, right? So 6 modules taking you from complete beginner to making freedom cash ASAP. Complete step by step. So I'm talking about, look, I know that some of you, we actually have some people in our program that are like 50 or 60, and they're not as techy as, you know, they wouldn't describe themselves as tech wizards, right? We give you the stuff click by click, right? So there's no way that you cannot do it, because click by click, if you follow it, you're gonna have done it. It's that simple, because we actually go in detail, not just, oh, overview, do this, no, actually detail, right? So here's an idea of how those weeks are actually divided up. Week 1, we're gonna be setting your foundations and the setup, right? So understanding social media, business model, picking your niche, stuff like that. Then week 2, we're gonna go actually in a mindset, so you actually have the motivation to take action every day, and it's gonna be easy for you. You're gonna be pulled towards taking action, just like you're pulled towards anything else that you're really passionate about. I'm gonna create that for you because I'm literally an NLP master and hypnosis master. Then week 3, we're gonna go into production. How can we automate the whole process? How can we do everything with AI, everything step by step, click by click. And we're gonna go into performance, how to increase views, get viral videos, grow your social media even more, right? And then monetize it. So, you know, the affiliate partner, the income, setting all of that stuff up. And once again, here, we're also gonna literally build the funnel and do everything for you, as I said earlier. And we're gonna also show you how you can, you know, get an income in other ways. So once again, the AdSense, which is a part of it, and the brand deals, etc. Then week 6 is scale. So this is actually gonna show you methods to, if you're already at 10 grand a month, and we have a lot of people that, you know, go through this, you can scale further, faster, if you reinvest the money that you're making, reinvest it into your business, so you actually do paid advertising. But you only don't start this if you're not already making like 10 grand a month or 8 grand a month at least, right? Because you only want to do this if you're already making a ton of money, so you're not losing anything, right? Don't do that as a beginner. That's the great thing about the business model, you don't have to. So then lastly, we also, for every single platform, we have a platform specific course. So literally we have 30 videos for Instagram. We have 30 videos for YouTube by platform experts, okay? So this goes really, really far. There's hours of, there's like 40 hours of content, if not 50, something like that, right? It's just a lot. That doesn't mean that you have to watch everything, but it just means that you can if you want to for every single platform that you want to choose. Then we also have a 12-month access to our membership community, right? Which allows you to actually connect with others that are in the same space or doing better than you, or just doing the same thing as you, so you can actually make it fun for yourself and learn from others as well. So join a community of winners. As I said earlier, I moved out of my home country to just be around more entrepreneurs, etc. We're just giving you this in an online perspective for you to easily connect with others, because it raises your standard. You become more successful because you're knowing people who are more successful, right? That's just how it works. And then, as I said, we're actually going to give you a done-for-you funnel. So to eliminate time, nearly all thinking, and really any friction or complexity on your end, or really techie stuff, or having to learn that stuff, we built your funnel completely for you. So the emails, the website, the funnel, all the complex stuff, we do it literally for you in 3 to 7 days. And we'll also even host it for you in our platform, so you don't have to pay like the $97 a month for the actual tech software you need to host a thing like that. Okay, so we'll literally do all of that for you. Then we'll also help you build out your email sequence. We'll give you the copy. You can copy paste this stuff, one click, port it into your account. Now, done for you Vault. We literally did this so we can give you all of the things, right? So done for you, we give you the best niches. Done for you, we give you the best titles to use, the best captions, the best shorts. Once again, we give you 500 shorts. We update that monthly, so you have literally videos, a subset of videos you can already use. Obviously, you want to get your own ones as well, but you can already use those with one click. You use our videos, and then you can even access our team. So at some point, if you want to outsource anything, you can access our team. Once again, you might be thinking, isn't this a lot? Because this doesn't sound like a coaching program. This sounds like a damn agency service. Right? Like we're literally coming into your business, doing this for you. The reason for that is because we want you to be successful, and the more successful you become, that 1% for us becomes bigger and bigger, okay? And also we can connect you to our partners, which obviously also pay us to do so. Just being transparent. Now, done for you best affiliate deals, once again, those are our partners. If we connect you to a great affiliate partner, then that partner also compensates us for connecting you guys, right? So we're also a middleman ourselves in that sense. And that is just something that I want to be transparent about, because that is also a reason that we want to do this. And that's why it has incentive for us to price it lower than we usually do. So yes, everything, fill in the blank format, right? Checklist. Basically, all you do is you pick your niche, right? Your industry. You pick one social media platform. You follow the specific course. You post 2 to 3 videos a day, and then you carve out your piece of the pie in the next 30 to 90 days. That's how shit works, because we know, because we've done it and we teach it every single day. So Growth Partner Program is the #1 way to stress-free job replacing income in the fastest time possible based on customer experiences. Okay, and these numbers are extremely common. That means that I don't guarantee anything for legal reasons, if anything at all. Okay, because that is just not cool to guarantee anything or to make you think that things like that are normal. But if you stay consistent, you follow the process, we even have a action-based guarantee where you basically can get a refund if you don't get results or if you don't like it or whatever. Okay, so it is extremely common, and that's why we do well with this. So summed up, I just want to give you a perspective of everything and the value to it. So 1 year done with you coaching program, $7 grand of value, and we're giving you that here. Okay, then full 6-module video course, $3,500 in value. A full community of winners where you can network and support and everything I've just said, $3K. And then the done for you Vault is $7K. Okay, all of that summed up is over 20 grand in value that we're going to be able to give you today, simply because of the structure that I just mentioned to you before of this partnership program.
So listen, if you actually have watched this webinar, right, and you really want to grow your own online income to 5 to 10 grand a month in the next 90 days, working with us one-on-one personally, then go ahead and scroll below this video and you'll see step 2, book a call with my head coach, Nick. Okay, and on that call, you're going to be able to really chat to Nick if this program is right for you, okay, and really if it makes sense. But before you do so, just to make sure that you know for who this call really is, just to be clear, it's for you if you're in a position where you actually want to do this now, right? You don't have to be sure about it. This is not something that you've decided yet, right? And so we're not even sure if we can help you yet. And that's what the call is for, right? So don't get me wrong, but it is for you, for people who are like, okay, I do want to do this now, right? I do want to create an online income in general now, right? Not like 10 years down the line. Also, you have some skin in the game, right? You understand that an offer like this requires some investment and both work and financial, right? So very important, guys, we're not looking for tire kickers that, basically think that, a partner program like this, where we literally get you videos, we give you a done for you team that can do the videos for you. We give you a done for you video that we build for you, right? We give you free shorts that you can literally download. There's a lot that comes into it, and that's why we are able to get people to results so quickly. But that does come with a little understanding of like, hey, okay, you take us serious and we take you very serious. So have some skin in the game, right? Be able, to invest, be able and willing to invest a little bit in yourself and understand that, hey, if you're going to be, hitting something like 5 to 10 grand a month online profit, I'm never talking no revenue, right? We're only talking profit here. Yeah, there is some skin in the game that has to come with something like that, right? You have to give something to get something. Now, that being said, you're also hungry for more after hitting 10 grand a month, right? We love to work with people who actually want to grow more after that because once again, this is a partner program, so we also benefit from that, right? In all fairness. And lastly, very important, but I don't think it really needs to be said. You can obviously be on time, take the call in a quiet environment so you can really get the most out of it because, we set aside personal time for these calls, my head coach, Nick, and the other staff. And so, yeah, just make sure that you're going to be able to actually show up and be in a quiet environment to make the most out of the call. Now, with that being said, what we'll actually do on this call mostly, first of all, is really assess your current situation, right? So it's more of a coaching call, really. I like to think of it where, first of all, we really look at your situation like, hey, what are you doing now? What have you tried in the past, right? What are your personal attributes and strengths and, interests? What niches could you potentially do this in? And through that, we really flesh out if this really is the right and the best business model possible for you. Because once again, we really only want to take on the 20 people who we think are going to have the highest potential in doing this. Because of the structure of the program, the partnership structure, right? And so, through that, we're gonna, really see also if and chat about if you're a great fit for the program, right? For us and for the group morale and all of that stuff. And if we really think, that's the biggest thing here, guys. If we think that we can really, if we have a very high certainty that we can get you the result in 90 days or less, right? Because if we can't, we're gonna, be in not pretty types of situations. So we're really going to flesh that out. And then after that, we're obviously just going to answer any questions that you might still have. So if this all resonates still, right, and you really want to make this happen, potentially, right, you think, hey, this may be for me, go ahead and scroll down below, book your call in, and then you'll be speaking to my head coach, Nick. Make sure you show up, right? Make sure that you book a slot that works for you. And make sure you do it now if you do have that feeling of like, I want to do this because we're only currently taking on 20 people, right, for the partnership program. We have limited resources as of right now because of all the done for you things that come with it. And so that only makes sense that, we have a limited amount, right? So if you do have that interest, go ahead and book right below. And with that being said, I'll see you very soon.